fellow Biafrans, I present to you the Biafran golden child. Sit back, relax, grab your coffee, paper and pen, and listen to this amazing analysis. I present to you once again our brother, the Biafra golden child. Thank you.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending, of course, from where you're hearing my voice from. This is the Biafran Golden Child, and I'm happy, very much happy to come your way again. I told you only recently during my last audio, that I'll be coming almost immediately again, to interact with us. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we have told you that the reassignment of the days, adjournment of days of trial for maximum leader, Nnamdi Kanu, have been slated for 6th, 7th, and 8th. And we said the rapidity of these dates are very, very important because, of course, the junta that is holding him, yes, Emilio Khan and his government, have decided to, dispense with him because, of course, a lot of international observers, international eyes are probing, especially the eyes of the 47th President of the United States of America, Donald Trump. Yes, Donald Trump, we said, had issued, the riot act to Emilio Khan, and of course, he in turn, gave Justice James Omotosho the mandate and ultimatum to be done with Nnamdi Kanu. Of course, Justice James Omotosho came up openly and said, look, this trial has lingered for too long. This is the fact that 10 years of trying one person is unnecessary. I have to do the right thing. Yes, we'll leave the earth someday, all of us. We're going to leave this earth someday, and it's good to leave positive images and positive message about yourself. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to, inform all of us that 6th, 7th, and 8th of May are very important days in our history. Yes, and we should all, make every effort, to pray for that day, to pray for 6th, 7th, especially on the 8th. Because like I told you, we might be popping champagnes, we might be celebrating Eureka Joy on that day because I expect naturally that Justice James Omotosho will do the right thing. I expect naturally that on that day, our Onyandu Nnamdi Kanu would gain his unconditional freedom. Freedom, from every charges, freedom from every suspicion, freedom from felony, freedom from, being any kind of negative thing to Nigeria. He's not a terrorist. He's not organ harvester. He's nothing negative. All he preached was love. All he preached was peace. All he preached was fairness, equity, and justice. He said his people should be allowed to enjoy a country, they fought for, either as independence or which they equally helped to develop, and to, they should be allowed to exist without fear or favor. Ladies and gentlemen, the audio of this morning is almost similar to that, but let me bring your attention to how this audio came about. Ladies and gentlemen, a friend of mine who works in the Ministry of External Affairs called me from Abuja yesterday. And when he called me, he told me what I already knew. He told me, sir, how you doing? I said, great. He said, look, let me tell you this. You are a Biafra man. Every time you're talking Biafra, every time you're preaching Biafra, every time we don't hear what is Biafra this, Biafra that. Now listen, I'm going to give you what I've heard from the grapevine. And I told him, what are you talking about? He said, I have it on authority. I have it on authority, sir, that on the 8th of this month, which is May, that Biafrans will be forced forced or compelled. We'll be forced or compelled, to make a choice. And I asked him, what choice are you talking about? He said, let me tell you, sir. I work in the Ministry of External Affairs. I can tell you here now that I have it on authority. And between now and the 8th of this month, just a few days from now, the BIAFRANS must have to make a choice. And that choice will be to choose who should get his freedom. Who should get his freedom between Onyendo Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, your Mazemon leader, and your Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa Njoku. So let me tell you, he continued, the international relationist was telling me, he said, let me tell you, permutations show, polls show, and it's indicative from the mood in the country, especially in Biafra, especially in the southeast, is indicative that they prefer Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to get his freedom, and they don't care about what happens to Simon Ekpa. So are you aware of this? You that is talking Biafra, you that is talking about the sovereign United States of Biafra, what is your take on this? Is it true that in the Igbo, Biafrans have decided to, seek and pursue the release, unconditional release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, while at the same time, pushing their prime minister to go, to be rid of? Have you sacrificed Simon Ekpa for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? That was his question. He told me, look, the time is short. Already, the mood all over Abuja now, the mood all over the international office. Yes, what we feel is that Ndibo have decided to embrace Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and jettison and condemn and sacrifice Simon Ekpa Njoku. When he told me this, I looked at him right as he called me. I told him, bro, I can't take this call now because I have a lot of clients I'm attending to. Let me be done with their matter and then I'll get back to you. He said, no, this is an important matter. This is an important matter. I want you to tell me now. I said, listen and listen good, bro. My dear Alaji, my friend, listen. As far as I'm concerned, as far as I know about the Biafra struggle, Biafra is not about a personality. Biafra is not about one single individual. I keep telling a lot of people that Biafra is a way of life, is a culture. Biafra is a religion. Biafra is in the mind. Biafra is a collection of people who have decided to take their life in their hands, their destiny in their hands, and move themselves forward. Biafra are people who have been subjugated, treated like second fiddle, people who have been almost eliminated completely, people who were deprived of their income, people whose properties were stolen from them in the name of abandoned properties. Biafra is people who had so much money. And of course, after the Civil War between 1966, 67, 68, 69, 70, they were gifted with a paltry 20 pounds, no matter how much they had, no matter how much they had in their accounts of fixed deposits. Biafra are people who, watch themselves between 1967, 68, 69, 70. They lost over 5 million of, their children, their elderly, their sick, and their soldiers in an unavoidable war. Biafra is not about any person. It has transcended our Dimo Dumego Juku. It has transcended our Field Marshal Emeka Dumego Juku. It has transcended Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. It has transcended Simon Ekpa Njoku. So it's not about any individual. It's even as it is now, even though we have a deputy prime minister, in the person of Dr. Ngozi Arabueze, it has transcended her too. So it's not about personality. It's a choice of a people who want freedom, who want to better their lives, who know they can do it and they can do it peacefully. I told him, let's put it there. I'll get back to you later. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm making this audio this morning because of what that diplomat told me. Yes, I don't know if this is true. I don't know if there's any such poll going around. I don't know if anybody's going around giving anybody ideas to choose between Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's release and the continued incarceration of Simon Ekpa and Joku. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Biafran freedom lovers, let us never be dragged into this imbroglio. It will not take us anywhere. Biafra is not about personality. Simon Njoku, our able prime minister, our Mazimon leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu are both the same, and they are both the same. They are as important as each other. Yes, Onyendo Nnamdi Kanu on his own was the one who appointed Simon Ekpa to take over from him, especially as if he had the premonition that he was going to be arrested and all that, assuming especially that probably he felt he had the premonition about what will happen in Kenya, how he'll be renditioned down to Nigeria. But he appointed this young man to say, look, take up the baton and move forward. Forward ever, backward never. So, ladies and gentlemen, whoever comes to you telling you to make a choice between the release, unconditional release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and the continued incarceration of Simon Ekpa and Joku, tell that person he is either deluded or he doesn't know what he's saying. As far as we're concerned, ladies and gentlemen, Simon Ekpa, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu are individuals who have, ensured that the Biafran struggle continues. Before them, there were people. After them, there will be people. Yes, it's not about an individual, and so nobody should give us such a choice to make. There's no such choice to be taken. What we are saying is that the struggle of Biafra, the struggle of an independent sovereign state of Biafra, is a peaceful thing. Is something a people have decided on their own. It started way back. Yes, way back from the unfortunate incidents of 1966 when the coup, Cardinal Zogu coup failed. Yes, the coup failed. And of course, it was rumored everywhere, it was spread everywhere that that coup was an Igbo coup. But I thank God eventually it has been released from the memos of former head of state, Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, when he came out to say Kaduna Zogu coup was not an Igbo coup. Never. In fact, the Kaduna Zogu, people call an Igbo man, was more Aboki, than Nyamri. He was more of Hausa man than an Igbo man. And as far as he was concerned, nobody saw him, even throughout the army, his days in the army, even throughout his days in Kaduna and in the north as an Igbo man, because he dressed Hausa, because he spoke Hausa, because he ate Hausa, and because all his life he was more or less like an Hausa man. And of course, the same former head of state, military head of state, Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, gave us the bombshell. He told the whole world in his memo. He said, listen, those of you who say this is an Igbo coup, those of you who believe that this thing was actually, planned and fomented by Igbos, orchestrated by the Igbos generals, Igbo army officers to favor themselves, can you now listen? The aim of that coup was to install Chief Obafemi Awolowo, Premier, former Premier, Western Region, as the president. They loved him on ideological basis and they felt he was the one to move Nigeria forward. Ladies and gentlemen, that bombshell didn't go well with people in the north. The bombshell didn't go well with people in the southwest. The bombshell didn't go well with Nigeria because, of course, everybody had said it was an Igbo coup, just like giving a dog a bad name in order to kill it. They planned it to be an Igbo coup, and it was because of that that they proclaimed a genocide against Ndiwo, against the Biafrans between 1966, between 1967, 1968, 1969, 1970. That eventually climaxed into a civil war where the Igbos, the Biafrans lost close to 5 million lives. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know where you're coming from, you don't know where you're going. Lechuna Achebe, a prolific writer, said, the man who doesn't know where the rain started beating him, of course, will never know where it ended on him. So this is where we hold it. We hold it sacrosanct that Biafra is a struggle that is above any name, that is beyond any name, and that nobody can hold as his personal struggle. It is the personal struggle of Ndibo. It is the personal struggle of Biafrans. Biafrans have come out to say enough is enough. Yes, somebody might speak for us. Yes, today it could be Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Yes, tomorrow it could be Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. Yes, it could be the Deputy Prime Minister now, former Chief of Staff, Dr. Ngozi Arabweze. Yes, tomorrow it could be you, tomorrow it could be me. But we know, we hold this truth to be sacrosanct. No one person owns Biafra, and no one person can be sacrificed for Biafra. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you as it is. I call a spade, not an agricultural instrument. I like to say it how it is. Anybody who comes to you and asks you, because they are going to be doing that now. Very soon the mass media will be full of messages will be uploaded, saying good about this one, saying bad about this person. Today they're promoting Nnamdi Kanu. Tomorrow they are saying dirty things about our Prime Minister, indefatigable Prime Minister. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a clarion call to all of you now, to all Biafrans. Be on the guard. Don't lose guard. Be on the guard. Watch. Don't sleep. Keep your eyes wide open. The die is cast, there's no going back. We are at the threshold of success. Yes, we are looking at May 8th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, when finally Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's judgment will be out. And like I told you, we'll be clinking champagne. But anybody who is telling you, let's stay, support the release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and condemn Simon Ekpa. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know where you are. I don't know from what part of the world you are. Maybe Africa, maybe Nigeria, maybe the zoo, maybe outside this continent. But let me make it abundantly clear to you that no such choice exists. We are not sacrificing anybody. What is good for the goose is good for the gander. I make it a formal declaration here. I personally, I know that me and my family, me and my friends, me and my associates, fellow freedom lovers in the world, all Biafrans will never rob Peter to pay Paul. No, we will never rob Peter to pay Paul. No way. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is our able leader. Yes, our maximum leader. Simon Ekpa is our prime minister. Yes, the militant angle of it, he gives strength to the words of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, and they complement one another. It's not about a challenge. It's not about a competition. No, they complement one another. So anybody who comes from the Hausa press, anybody who comes from the Yoruba mass media, anybody who comes from the social media to tell you to make a choice between Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa, where do you stand? Who should be released? Who should be incarcerated? Who should be killed? Who should be left alive? No, we don't have that choice. We are not the ignorant Jews. We are not the ignorant Jews who were asked by Pilate, between Jesus and this criminal Barnabas, who do you want me to release? And of course, the ignorant, wicked, sinful Jews of that time said, release us Barnabas. Release us Barnabas. We don't care whether he's a criminal. We don't care whether he's a killer. We don't care if he's a murderer. All we want is that this man who claims he's the Son of God, this man who has committed the highest level of infamy, claiming what is not, claiming to be God, let him be killed, let him be crucified. Release Jesus to us, let us kill him. Meanwhile, set Barnabas free. Ladies and gentlemen, in Biafra, we don't have such option. No way. Our son is Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, who is our leader. Our son is also Simon Ekpa, who is also our prime minister. Two of them complement one another. There's no competition. There's nothing in between except service to Biafra land. Yes, people have rendered service in the past and they lost their lives and they've gone. Somebody like our field marshal, late Dimo Dumogo Ojukwu, he was the one who championed the Biafran civilian war. He fought for his people because he said, no, we will not continue to be subordinated. Go on, you and Nigeria cannot treat us like slaves. We are not slaves. We fought for the independence of this country. Our men fought for the independence of this country. We had great men like Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe. We had great men like Dr. Michael Para. We had great people all over all over Nigeria who fought for this country. Why are you treating us like nobodies? Why are you telling us to go back to our own land? Why are you chasing us down to the southeast? Is that where we belong? Are we not part of Nigeria? Are we not part of the tripod that comprise of the north, southwest, and south? And now you're pushing us away, treating us like slaves. No, we will not take it. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow freedom lovers, late Dean Odumogu Ojukwu, the one I call the Field Marshal of Biafra, fought vigorously to emancipate Biafra from this zoo called Nigeria. Unfortunately, he's not alive today. Unfortunately, history has overtaken the times. But we are happy to hear now that today the baton had been turned to, given to Nnamdi Kanu. And when he had the premonition that he was going to be incarcerated, that his, movement might be impeded, he handed over the baton to Simon Ekpa. And of course, that one too, when he fixed the date, 2nd December 2024, for the declaration of the United States of Biafra, sovereign United States of Biafra. He fixed it at Lahti, Finland, and he was working towards it. Yes, there were several symposiums, several meetings. People were coming and delegates were coming. Unfortunately, about this time, he was sold out, betrayed by people he loved, by fellow Biafrans, and he was arrested by dissident Biafrans. He was arrested by the Finnish authorities, and they're still holding him, trying to, find out if actually he's guilty of any crimes, which the Nigerian government have been, propagating, lobbying, bribing, and, sponsoring. Fortunately, they have lost it all because, of course, Finland is not like Nigeria. Finland is a country that believes in the freedom of, the freedom of life and choice, freedom of movement, freedom of decisions. Finland is a place that believes in fair play, equity, and justice. Freedom is a country that believes in the rule of law, that a man, and it's proclaimed over, that a man is regarded as innocent except proven guilty. Finland is a committee of nations, among the committee of nations of advanced countries, that give a man his due. They don't listen to any government. They don't listen to any clueless government to bribe them or to begin to pour aspersions, cast aspersions against an individual, and then they work on that. No, they give everybody their own, merit. Except you are a fugitive, except you are proven to be a terrorist, except you are proven to be a money launderer, except you're proven to be a body harvester, they let you go. Except you're proven. The onus is on the Finnish authorities, as I speak to you now, to prove that Simon Ekpa did anything instead of peaceful, propagation of Biafran ideals, Biafran hopes and aspirations. No, we are freedom lovers. We are peaceful people. We don't kill. Biafrans don't kill. All these so-called killings you hear here and there are fomented by the Fulani jihadists. All these killings you hear there, here and there are fomented by the zoo government just to tarnish Biafra, just to tarnish the image of Biafra. So, ladies and gentlemen, Simon Ekpa, we know him. He's our leader. He's our, prime minister. And he has actually played his own major roles in the life, history, and the growth, and eventually the recognition of Biafra as a sovereign, united country. Ladies and gentlemen, ditto to Ngozi Orabueze, who is now holding the baton. She's now holding, on to it and working assiduously to make sure the redeclared United States of Biafra, joins the Committee of Nations as a sovereign country. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to put it to us here. Yes, this is a time like this. We know it will come. When it comes like this, when decisions will be taken, when justice will be done, they will be looking for scapegoats. Don't give them a chance. Don't give anybody a chance to use you against any of our brothers. Simon Ekpa is our brother. Nnamdi Kanu is our leader and our brother. They are true sons of Biafra land. Nobody, no matter how highly placed, nobody, no matter their intentions, nobody, no matter the bribery and corruption that they try to embellish with their request on you, should make you deny any of these. We want unconditional release of Nnamdi Kanu. We want unconditional release for Simon Ekpa in Finland, and we know these things will prevail. They want to twist it now. It is never a choice to the Nigerian government to decide amongst between Simon Ekpa and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu who to give to the Igbo land. Igbo land does not need such options. Our two, prolific sons, our two, uh, uh, prominent sons must be given to us because they have done no wrong. They have killed no one. They have insurrected no country. They have not given anybody arms. They don't carry arms. Thank God we all witnessed the proceedings in the last court appearance of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, where we had maxed witnesses for the prosecuting counsel. Max witnesses came and said they got 4 suitcases from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And when they were asked what were in these 4 suitcases, of course, they started saying it was his personal belongings. It was his boxers, his pajamas, his toothbrush, his hair dye, his laptop, recording devices. It was this and that. But never, never did they say they saw AK-47. Never did they say they saw bomb-making devices. Never did they say they saw hand grenades. Never did they say they saw, shotguns. Nothing, nothing that a terrorist carries around was discovered on him. And of course, they said they saw him with a lady. Seeing somebody with a lady, is that an offense? Does that make him a terrorist? Equally, let's go back to Finland. When the Finnish authorities arrested Simon Ekpa, what did they do? They didn't see anything with him. They arrested him with 4 of his associates. In no time, they released those 4 associates. And they said, we are still looking at Simon Ekpa. We are still investigating him. We are still trying to find out if there are any hidden things we don't know. Yes, the Nigerian authorities have been bombarding us with audio messages, video messages, claiming that Simon Ekpa did this, claiming that Simon Ekpa did that, claiming that Simon Ekpa has made the East ungovernable, claiming that Simon Ekpa has made Nigeria, ungovernable. But we are yet to see any of those things because this man is not a bionic man. He is not a multiplying man. Multiple man where he can stand there and extend and get them to Africa, to Nigeria and foment trouble. He's not an invisible man from which he will disappear from Finland, from his house in Finland, and appear in Nigeria and foment trouble and disappear again and come back. Except you're saying that this man has powers, mysterious powers that we don't know about. Except you're saying Simon Ekpa is an invisible man. He's a bionic man. Those days when we were growing up, we watched cartoons where we were even some films. They said the bionic woman, a woman who could move from here to anywhere, jump from here to there, move like any other thing. Yes, I will watch cartoons that showed us the invisible man. Of course, they could appear from here, disappear from here, and all that. That is the qualities ascribed to Simon Ekpa just because the Nigerian authorities hated him. They hated him, for everything he was what? They hated him because he was a Biafran. They hated him because he was preaching the truth. They hated him because he said, let my people be and let them enjoy their country. Grant them peace. Grant them freedom. Let them be free to aspire for any position of the land. If we don't want them, let them go. He never at any time, advocated for war. He never at any time, preached war and division. No, he was a man of peace. And that is why he had a lot of followers. Every other day, he was getting numerous, millions of followers, just like our Nazimun leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So, ladies and gentlemen, in a nutshell, I know, according to what that diplomat told me, he said within the next 72 hours, we'll be hearing, this kind of debates. Who do you choose? Who should come? Should Mazi Nnamdi Kanu be released? And then Simon Ekpa be, incarcerated? Would the Igbos be ready? Would the Biafrans be ready, to receive Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and then permit the government to sacrifice Simon Ekpa? Ladies and gentlemen, there's no such options. No way. The Biafrans will never rob Peter to pay Paul. No such options. No way. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is our son. Simon Ekpa is our son. We cannot throw them away. It is not the Biafran spirit. The Biafran man is a man of love. He's a man of truth. He's a man who believes in fairness and equity. Ladies and gentlemen, mind my words, you'll be hearing it very soon. These options will play to you. played to you. Yes, the man who told me this said it with every element of seriousness. And I want to let us know that, yes, do not be deceived. We're all hearing that that Nnamdi Kanu is coming out. It is not because the Nigerian government, the zoo, loves Nnamdi Kanu. It's not because the zoo loves Biafra, but they don't have a choice. The world powers have told them. The 47th president of America has told them, release Nnamdi Kanu now. Release him now before it is too late. Otherwise, we will make Nigeria totally ungovernable. And you, Mr. Emiloko, we would, by the time we're done with you, releasing all your documents from FBI, from CIA, going back to University of Chicago, Chicago State University, going back to passports that were supposed to be a female name that became a man name, by the time we are done with you, going back to corruption and all that, you would look for a place to hide. It's not, they don't have a choice. They must release him. Let us not fall for it. Don't fall for that prank. Don't fall for that banana peel. No, there's no option between, there's no choice here. Mazi Onyendo Nnamdi Kanu is our man, is our leader. Simon Ekpa is our brother, is our son, a prominent son, indefatigable son who worked for the enunciation, proclamation, and propagation of Biafran ideals. Let's rest it here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm happy I created this awareness because within the next 72 hours, it will be rife everywhere. As soon as you hear it, please let us know. Say it out. Tell whoever it is. No choice, no decision between Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa. They should not try to deceive us now. Victory is around the corner. And we know we shall overcome. We shall win. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to peg it here. Give you more audios soonest. Long live you redeclared sovereign United States of Biafra. Long live and strength, God's strength to Dr. Ngozi Arabueza, our Deputy Prime Minister. We wish our, prominent Mazemon leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, a good trial. We know 6th, 7th, and 8th of May. That's Justice James Omotosha has chosen. And we know justice will be done, justice will be served, and we will be clinking our champagnes on the 8th of May when he will be released unconditionally, without any encumbrances, without anything. He will be given an unconditional release. In Jesus' name. Equally, we're looking forward to the release, yes, unconditional release too, of our own Simon Ekpa. Our Redeemer liveth. Our Yahweh is alive. Nobody can deceive us. Nobody can frighten us. We will never rob Peter to pay Paul. God bless you all. God bless the redeclared United States of Biafra. Thank you and God bless.
Biafra must be restored, for there is nothing the enemies can do about it. You brought Biafra that light may come into Africa. You gave us hope because we are in a continent of hopelessness. And by thy grace, Biafra shall be restored. We shall be resurrected. We shall crown our efforts with the glory by the grace of the Most High Himself. We are not strong. We do not pretend to be strong. All we do is to submit ourselves to your will, that your will may be done upon our lives. We have lost many people. We have lost so many good people. Their sacrifice will never be forgotten. We shall honor them, and for their sake Biafra will come. Because we are wandering all over the world, hoping against every hope that things will turn around for the better. It has never turned around for the better. Instead, it is getting worse. Please do not abandon your children. You have given us a commission, and we must accomplish it in our lifetime. Our enemies are equally important because they must listen. Those who do not love the truth must listen. Those who are beholden to darkness, they must also listen. For we are here to bring light upon a very darkened continent without Biafra. Africa is nothing without Biafra. There is no difference between a black man and a wild animal in the forest. We say every welcome each and every one of you. If you're joining us for the very first time, this is Radio Biafra. This is how we do it. We magnify the name of the Most High before we do anything. That is why we are exceptionally formidable. That is why